Hello there, my name is Leland Klassen, and today I'm talking about the time I got spanked for ripping my church pants. It's a better story than the introduction. I probably should have given a little more spice to it.
Have we got a show for you?
I don't know how to spice that up, but it's a good story. So I got spanked for ripping my pants at church one time. Here's the thing that bothers me a little bit. The reason I got spanked because I ripped my pants at church. Ripped my church at pants.
A glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, it was because it was the first Sunday I wore them. They were brand new, and my parents were pretty cheap. Which is probably why they ripped, because they were cheap pants. They're like these polyester, terrible looking. Maybe subconsciously I wanted to rip them. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not a psychologist.
Clearly.
There's a chance I was like, these are just horrible pants. Why would I want to wear them next Sunday? So basically, church had finished, and with the boys, we went to the back of the church to play some hockey. That's like just on the ground there this is just what you do in Canada. Everything becomes hockey. Everything you do, whether you're at church, whether you're going shopping cart, all of a sudden is what would a shopping cart be in hockey?
That's not a good analogy for me.
Doesn't matter what it is, we turned it into hockey. I could be eating supper, having some potatoes, and pretty soon, it's just, all of a sudden I'm mixing around the place. He's moving on, he dekes out, goes around the defenseman, shoots, scores. He scores a goal.
That's not a good analogy for me.
Everything was hockey, okay? So we started playing hockey in the back room. I was the goalie. And here's the thing you have to know. Our church had this horrible, like a lot of 80s churches built in the 80s, this horrible industrial carpet. Like, I don't even know if it had underlay. It was coarse. It was like sandpaper. It was basically sandpaper. I don't know why they put carpet in, especially that industrial carpet. They're trying to fool people. Like, they come into the church and I don't know. It's kind of, oh, is this carpet? Oh, this church is poshy.
Is that even a word?
But anyway, we're on there. I'm on sandpaper and I'm on my knees. I'm on my knees as goalie. I'm not standing up. I'm down on the knee. Sure, maybe a poor technique. That's the thing though. If my parents had cared less about those pants and more about my hockey career, maybe I'd be in the NHL right now. Well, I wouldn't be. I'm way too old. I would have retired. I would already be retired. Then this would just be for fun. Anyway, I was sliding back and forth, and I ripped the pants. I didn't notice I had ripped them. So my parents were like, let's go. Because I was, they're waiting for me at the end of church. And where's Leland? Oh, he's in the back playing hockey. So somebody came and got me, and the parents are already mad. So I ran out there, and as I'm running to get into the car, my mom, by the way, the car I was running to get into, which was our family car, was a 1968 Volkswagen Beetle.
No.
And you're like, wait a minute. That was your family car? Yes, it was. It's a tiny little 2 bucket seats in the front and then room for 3 people in the back. And it was a family of 5, but it was a little squishy.
What are we, making up words?
You're like, yeah, I wouldn't think that would fit a family of 5, would it? No. And you know what made it even worse? My dad took out the passenger side front seat so that he could put bags of potatoes. I'm not making this up. He would deliver. We were potato farmers, and he wanted to deliver. So instead of delivering in a trunk or a back of a truck, he didn't want them to freeze, especially in winter. Take out that seat, and then I can pile up those potatoes. And so we all had to cram in the back, 4 of us on something that barely seats 3. And the potatoes rode up front with my dad. Those potatoes were treated better than we were. Right with my dad. Oh, here we go. How are you guys doing? You guys feeling okay today?
And now I'm talking to an inanimate object.
You know what? To be fair, let me say this though. To be fair to my parents, the Volkswagen would have been fine. Would have been roomy enough for a family of 4, and they had actually only planned for 4 in total, and I was a mistake. So it's really my own fault for being born. But they were definitely resentful that I ruined their plans. I'll tell you that. They would try to be encouraging about me being a mistake, but I could tell. You know, it didn't come out that way. Leland, hey, God wanted you. It's just that we didn't.
The scars are too deep.
So I ran up to the car. I was about to jump in, and my mom saw my pants, and she was like, wait a minute. These are brand new pants. I just got you these pants. You ripped a hole in these pants? And she was starting to get really mad, and then she pulled it together, and she was like, you are going to get a licking when you get home. And I resent that word, licking. I wish she would have said spanking. I don't like that she was using the word licking, because that's for lollipops and ice cream, not for getting your butt whooped. Do you know what I mean? So I'm still a little sore about that.
Do you get it?
I didn't mean to say that, but hey, it'll do. But it just messed me up for those kind of things. Hey, Leland, you want to get an ice cream cone? Oh, no. Reminds me of getting a licking.
That was the greatest acting I have ever seen.
Anyway, I know what some of you are thinking too. You're like, hey, your mom did the right thing. She calmed down. Your mom did the absolute right thing. She calmed down and waited for later. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to spank in anger. Like, what? Grr, right? Yeah. Or does that extra time just let that anger fester up and get even worse? That's what I present to the courts.
I rest my case.
When they're planned out, she knows exactly how many licking strokes she's going to do. Licking strokes? Spanking, how many of these she's going to do. So she knows exactly how much force she can put in each one before she gets tired. That kind of strategy is what I think was actually thinking.
Disturbingly well thought out.
By the way, she's still mad about those pants. That's true. It's total. I think it was total. Here's the other thing too that they do. When it's like, I'm going to spank you for this later. And then they let you fester and worry about it. Like, what, is it coming? Is it coming? Sometimes you get let off. Like, I'm decided I'm not going to do it. What? Right? So you're on edge the whole time. Where is she upstairs? Is she coming down? A little psychological warfare. It makes it worse when you wait. I'm telling you. She was so mad about those pants. Did I mention the pants were polyester? Did I do that? Horrible cheap pants that she bought. And I get the licking. You know what I mean? Maybe you should turn it on yourself for buying such cheap pants.
Yikes.
I didn't say that. I wasn't that stupid. But I had a lot of those thoughts in my room. And I could hear her upstairs walking around. I was waiting to hear when she goes into the strap cupboard. Because there's an actual cupboard. And the strap would lay right beside the broken camera. See, there was a camera when I was a baby that broke. And so there's no pictures. They never did fix it. They just left the film inside this camera. They were so disappointed about me being a big accident. And then the camera broke. And now we got another accident. Well, might as well just leave it in this cupboard. And every time I go in there to grab the strap, it'll remind me about how much of a pain Leland is.
Would you just stop being so dramatic?
But here's the thing about the strap that kind of messed me up. There was no purpose for this leather strap other than to spank me. It wasn't a purse handle. There was no other use for it. It was made specifically for spanking. It was just this leather strap that was like, I need something that's going to be, enough that I can get a good whip with it, soft enough handle, so when I'm handling, I'm not getting calluses. Like they had... Did they buy them at a store? I don't know where you would get these, but yeah, not great, not cool. So, anyways, I heard her. She grabbed the strap, came downstairs, and I knew that was it. She came down, she spanked me, and yeah, she spanked. It felt like forever.
I don't know, man.
And I told her the truth as she was spanking me. I said the pants were horrible. It's your fault for buying such cheap clothing. No, I didn't say that. I was too busy going, I'm sorry, Mom. And meanwhile, my mom was like, she shoots, she scores, because everything's about hockey in Canada.
That's what they call a callback in comedy, Ron.
Fond memories of that spanking, and it taught me to get some goalie pads. What am I doing down there anyway? And also to stand up. Don't always go down into the butterfly. They'll put them upstairs on you, and they'll score all day long. So I'm glad I got a spanking. Taught me to be a better goalie. Subscribe, hit this notification bell to get more notifications of the stuff I'm doing.